I think I've played every class at least once. I don't like sorcerers.
Okay.
They're bad.
Why?
They're worse wizards.
Worse wizards. Well, I've never played a sorcerer, so maybe I would change my answer to that.
I think that there's some really fun things that sorcerers can do with like meta magic and stuff, but overall they're just more limited and you know, if I wanted to play someone who's got a sugar daddy, then I would play a warlock, you know?
That's totally fair.
Instead it's just like a nepotism baby. Now this is an important thing. Favorite spell to use in game. I also am curious if you could
favorite in real life.
No, if you could take one D&D spell that you would be able to cast it in real life, what would it be? Because that's a very different answer for me.
Okay. Yeah. You say your thing.
Because if I could cast one D&D spell in real life, find familiar. Easy.
Okay.
You just get a little friend.
Yeah.
They're invincible. They don't die. They puff into mist.
Do you get to pick the friend in this scenario?
You get to pick the friend. Okay. You only need like 10 gold pieces worth of. That's like $100. I mean, you know, you just need to go to the New Age store. You buy a bunch of incense, and then you have a immortal best friend.
If you have a familiar and you're strapped for money, I think you would be able to somehow make money.
You could do circus tricks on the street, and you would make hundreds of dollars. Yeah.
Start like a monetized Instagram account.
Exactly. You go, hey, I have an octopus, and it can do tricks.
And they're like, fuck, here's
$1 million
from the zoo. I don't know.
As far as spells that I rely on or that I find myself using the most in D&D, it's honestly Leomin's Tiny Hut. Shout out to Leo's Tiny Hut.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's just like a quality of life spell, right? Where you have a little dome, it's impenetrable, it lasts for 8 hours, and you can just sleep and you don't have to worry about setting watches and doing all of that. It's just such a good quality of life spell for being an actual adventurer.
That sounds like it would be a nice spell in real life if it was like the apocalypse or
exactly.
Something.
You just get a little safe dome and you can sleep and then you can go about your day. And I think it's a ritual spell.
How big is the dome?
Like 10, 15 feet.
Okay.
I haven't looked it up recently.
I assume it's like
you can fit like 6 to 10 people in there.
6 to 10?
Oh, yeah. Oh. If you're having a little slumber party. Or prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Because you can do fucking anything with prestidigitation.
Can I take a shower, please? Prestidigitation.
You can clean yourself. You can dirty yourself. You can, okay, this is the real winner for me. Flavor, heat, or cool any food or drink. Can you imagine?
No, wait.
I could eat a salad and just be like, ooh, this tastes like, I don't know, candy.
So like a practical application of prestidigitation is to eat healthier.
It would be like magic Mio, you know? You put that in your water, you use magic, and you go, bam! My water tastes like root beer. Easy.
I'm a cat person. 100%. Dogs are lovely. I love dogs. I think dogs are super sweet and loving and just like incredibly amazing creatures. I do think that dogs are incredibly hard to take care of and that, like children, society has been like Stockholm syndromed into thinking that dogs are the way to go, while cats are so easy to have. And they take care of themselves. They don't need you, but they do. Like it's just this like lovely relationship where it's like, do you want to be just loved because the animal's like, or do you want like, you know, the animal to choose you? You can hear this in the gag reel that I said, what the hell is a beholder? And I think there's something very special about a beholder in that it's just so gross and so fantastic. And like a lot of commenters enjoyed the owlbear thing, it seemed, which is great.
For the bit, I think
happy.
Owlbear works, but I do love a good beholder.
But like, yeah, I think it's just, there's something so like gross, disgusting, and magical about them that like, and there's something so satisfying about killing a big eye and like sticking, like talking about like going
They're just
into
gross
an
little
eye.
boys. It's
I
just
like,
a little
love
floating jelly ball. Yeah, no, I
because
get that.
when I get to kill things in D&D, I love the describe how you kill them, and I think that is the most satisfying thing to describe because of how like gross and gory it can get.
Respect.
Yeah.
See, I'm the wrong person to ask this because Leah has a full Thistle playlist.
She does.
I
That's funny.
think Yorick's entry song, if he was able to pick it,
Yeah.
would be like Norwegian death metal.
Okay.
You know, like something eccentric
Yeah.
and extra, and just, you know, he would enter and it would feel like you're being brought to like a mossy fen, and then some guy is standing on a sheep and just going,
Yeah.
"Moo."
And you're like, what the fuck is happening here? And then you're just like,
Exactly.
hi,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Viola, you know, we seem like very like sweet, like kind of people. And I think it's fun when we subvert that expectation maybe, and it's like something cool. So like, what's cool? And like, my first thought of what's cool was Thunderstruck by AC/DC. And I think that's like a fun song.
I think that would work as a Viola entrance. I can see it.
Yeah. It's like just,
As you jump into the ex's stream and start throttling him, just
Yeah.
Thunderstruck plays. Yeah, no, 100%.
thank you for playing so long.
Catch you next time.
I've had a lot of cats in my life. Every cat, you know, you work to make them love you, and they choose you, and it's, and like, I hate how cats are like acting, like it's just people act like, oh, cats like hate you, cats are assholes. Nobody like, it's like, no. Like, have you ever had a cat? Or have you just like read the internet's like shitty opinions of cats and just decided that everybody must be right? Like, no, cats are amazing. Why do you think in Monster Hunter, you can have a cat? Yeah. Why do you want a dog walking around with you?
You went with Monster Hunter Palicos.